Welcome to my views on news, another video for you. Firstly, viewers, Getachew Reda today in Tigrayan sent a message to Tigrayans. The message is about social media. What did he say? And secondly, viewers, it seems that UAE, United Arab Emirates, is resuming supplies to Ethiopian military. First flight was seen on Wednesday. We'll have a detailed look at this development. From where did this flight take off? Where did it land? We know that UAE uses Ethiopian airports as bases for its operations in Yemen too. In Yemen, UAE is militarily involved. So, is this flight linked to UAE's operations in Yemen, or was it a delivery of something to Ethiopian military? We'll have a detailed look at this development because we know that last year drones, munitions supplied by UAE and Turkey changed the battlefield balance in favor of Ethiopian government. Third, viewers, it seems that there are not going to be any imminent sanctions on Ethiopian government regarding the resumption of war in northern Ethiopia. No imminent sanctions on Ethiopian government from the US. Joe Biden also spoke about Tigray conflict in his address at UN General Assembly. No details for you. Firstly, viewers, Getachew Reda today addressed Tigrayans in Tigrania. In a message, he told Tigrayans that enemies were trying to destroy Tigray and they were trying whatever they could do. But Tigray was defending, people of Tigray were fighting, and he urged Tigrayans abroad mostly to fight the campaign of Isaias Afwerki and Abiy Ahmed. Of course, a social media campaign. Tigrayans abroad can fight in social media or through financial support for the war in Tigray, support for Tigrayans, for Tigray fighters. So his message, yesterday he also spoke, and yesterday he told all Tigrayans to play their part in the war. Women, men, elderly, that they should join the fight. And today he addressed mainly Tigrayan diaspora, I would say, because social media Tigrayan users are mainly based outside Ethiopia or outside Tigray, you can say. In Tigray there is no electricity, limited internet, almost no internet, you can say. We know, viewers, that since the start of this conflict in November 2020, all parties, Tigray, Ethiopian federal government and Eritrean government, they have been launching social media campaigns. They have launched activists who all day share tweets, posts, backing the parties which they are loyal to. And thousands of new social media accounts were opened last year as well. Ready-made messages are available which are then sent to hundreds of people, and this is how social media campaigns are being launched. So that is why social media, when it comes to information about ongoing war, is full of fake information. We should be careful. Getachew's call is a clear call that Tigrayans should also be part of this social media war, which is ongoing all day. You keep on seeing messages from activists, the three parties. Eritrean activists, though they say that Eritrean military is not part of this war, but all day they share tweets and they share each and every development about this war. If Eritrean territory is not under threat from Tigray, if there is no Tigray defense force on Eritrean territory, it means Eritrean government should not be involved. Eritrean activists should not be involved. Eritrean military should not be involved, but they are involved. It means that Eritrean military is involved, Eritrean government. By the way, Pascal almost on daily basis tweets against TPLF. But so far, he has not said a word about the involvement of Eritrean military in this war or otherwise. And some Eritrean activists approached me as well. They said, Sajid, you don't understand the region. Here, Eritrean government always stays silent. It does not respond to this war of disinformation launched by Tigray Population Fund. Well, Eritrean government is not silent. Yemane all day shares tweets, messages. And since the start of this war, this third phase of war, on daily basis almost, he shares tweets. He expresses his views, which can be seen as his government's views because he is information minister. But no word on involvement of Eritrean military. So it means that Eritrea wants to create confusion, but there is no confusion. Eritrean military is involved in this fight. Eritrean soil is being used. Flights have been tracked by experts, cargo flights between Ethiopia and Eritrea. No one can deceive in this age where technology is available. Did Turkey and UAE confirm last year that they were providing weapons to Ethiopian government? But you saw the evidence. Eritrea denied involvement in this war in November 2020. Ultimately, you saw the evidence. And back then, their activists were also denying the involvement of Eritrean military. Once again, same is happening. So, Getachew is sending a message to Tigrayans that they should be part of this campaign. They should fight the social media campaigns being launched by other parties. Social media is full of fake information. Don't believe whatever is being said. Planted accounts are there. Planted people are there. And they try to discredit you as well. Your impartial reporting is projected as biased reporting, as paid reporting, as reporting which is influenced by some loyalties. So that is why, but this war is ongoing and Getachew is asking Tigrayans to be part of this war. Secondly, United Arab Emirates seems to have resumed cargo flights to Ethiopia. Not a new thing because UAE has been providing humanitarian support to Ethiopian government. But those humanitarian flights did not land at Harar Mada airport. Last year, we know that UAE, Turkey and Iran, three countries sent weapons to Ethiopia. Flights were tracked between Iran and Ethiopia, UAE and Ethiopia, Turkey and Ethiopia, and the flights landed at Harar Mada airbase. And UAE was the largest supporter of Ethiopian military last year. Dozens of flights were tracked. Wing-long drones were given by the UAE, munitions as well, other types of weaponry too. Turkey gave TB2 drones. Flights continued after ceasefire as well, announced in March this year. but those were flights carrying humanitarian aid and they did not land at Harar Meda. And secondly, some flights which landed at Harar Meda were meant for Yemen, because UAE is militarily involved in Yemen too. So for its Yemen operations, Harar Meda airport was being used as headquarter, and from here to and from this airport, this airbase, flights to Yemen were tracked. But this time, today we saw first direct flight from the UAE to Harar Meda, then to Addis Ababa and back to UAE. So Yemen is not involved. It means this flight was not meant for UAE's operations in Yemen. It wasn't a humanitarian flight because it landed in Harar Meda. It was a Fly Sky Airlines flight, heavy transport plane, which landed at Harar Meda airbase today. And last year we tracked the same flights of Fly Sky Airlines, which provided weapons to Ethiopian government. Once again, today's flight, Wednesday's flight, because now it's Thursday. Wednesday's flight was Fly Sky Airlines flight. Fly Sky Airlines planes transported weapons to Ethiopian government last year. So it seems that UAE is going to resume supply of arms to Ethiopian military. We'll update you in coming videos about these flights. Will there be more flights? That remains to be seen. Tigrayans are protesting in front of UAE and Turkish embassies in different parts of the world, because it was being said that there could be resumption of arms supplies to Ethiopian government from UAE and Turkey. It seems to be happening now. Lastly, viewers, no imminent sanctions on Ethiopian government from US. US Special Envoy Mike Hammer says that US is trying to bring the two parties to the table. It wants resumption of talks. It is not considering sanctions now. And secondly, Joe Biden spoke today at UN General Assembly session. He said US was committed to finding a solution to Ethiopian conflict under the auspices of African Union. Now, under the auspices of African Union does not mean that US has no role to play. When talks were held a few days ago in Djibouti, those were also facilitated by US and African Union. But US was the main player. Once again, US is main player, but US will keep on saying that African Union will lead the talks. Secondly, it seems that US still sees the possibility of resumption of talks between the two parties. That is why it's not threatening to impose sanctions. So it means we might see some engagements, or some engagements might be ongoing behind the scenes between Ethiopian federal government, Tigray regional government. That is why no talk of sanctions from the US so far. I think we'll watch.